Level. Map. Quests. All. The deadline key. Prisoner of love. Cross button. Level. Inventory.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldridge Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura Recruitment Program, at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book? And the pages?
We portraits hear more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep a secret. So, what say you? Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
Justice must be served. Murder? Sounds intriguing. Justice must be served.
I'll do whatever I can.
Wonderful. I am pleased to have been right about you. My great-niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
I shall head there directly. How would the pages help her?
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great-niece can tell you more.
Can you tell me more about Helen?
Can you tell me more about your great-niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but it's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
When were you minister?
When were you the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you. Didn't have the chance to do all that I could. I was in the midst of reforming Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
I shall head there directly.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there, soon I hope.
Map. Flu Flames locations. Level. Challenges. Quests. Complete 2, complete 6, complete 10 side/relationship quests. Combat. Level. 13. Collections. Inventory. Gear. Level. 13. Outfit. Equipped item. Stylish midday school uniform. Well appointed. Required level. Headwear. Equipped item. Sleek sorcerer. Headwear. Equipped. Facey gold drag. Equipped item. Gold dragon-eyed spectacles. Equipped. Handwear. Facey wear appear. Zonka. Gold rimmed circular spectacles. Silver rimmed cloaks and robes. Level. Quests. Map. Flu Flames locations. Hog the Great U. World map. Forbidden Hogsmeade map. South Hogwarts, North Hogsmeade Valley, Upper Hogsfield. East North Hogsmeade Valley, East Hogsmeade Valley. South Hogwarts region.
castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
Revelio. Revelio.
This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned. Helen lives around here somewhere.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Come now, don't be stingy.
Brown Rock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
The Thistle and the Badge, Helen Thistlewood, Reflections of a Former Auror. Retirement isn't what I expected. I enjoy the leisure time, of course, but I do miss the excitement of hunting magical fugitives. I know you're not supposed to admit that you actually enjoy the turmoil associated with the job, but how can you feel anything other than exhilaration when chasing a Ukrainian ironbelly through a Muggle city, and then obliviating all of the Muggles who saw you? Or foiling a dark wizard's plot to take over the ministry with an army of Chinese chomping cabbages using only a single basket of bouncing bulbs? When the ministry finally makes all of my old cases public, my neighbors will never look at me the same way again. Old Madam Thistlewood down the lane is the one who put that nasty brute so-and-so in Azkaban. For now, I can merely insinuate, lest I divulge something confidential. I would hate to force my former colleagues into locking me away in Azkaban. Not an appealing thought. Well, I suppose I should check on my garden. The bluebells have been struggling this season. Right stick. Scroll. Circle but...
Revelio.
Dear sister, it's been some time since we've heard from you. How are things in the ministry? We continue to think of you and hope that you're doing well. You'll be happy to know that we've all made our peace with your decision to become an Auror, as dangerous as it is. You must live your life and follow your path. You are doing so in the service of the wizarding world. I am proud to call you sister. I must inform you of something that you may find curious. It seems a troll has taken up residence in the train tunnel near town. The poor thing's most certain to learn a tragic lesson about the fundamental velocity of locomotives. Right soon, Eddie Thistlewood. Circle but...
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an Auror.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, She might reveal new information.
I'll come with you to Azkaban if it will save her. I'm not sure I want to visit Azkaban. Anything to see Azkaban. I'll come with you to Azkaban if it will save her. I'm not sure I want to visit Azkaban. Anything to see Azkaban.
I've always wanted to see Azkaban. Count me in.
I suppose it has a peculiar appeal to some, but it can be terribly disconcerting. Fortunately, being a retired Auror has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
I'm ready to go. Tell me more about Apollonia.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
I'm ready to go. Can you tell me more about the prisoner, Anne?
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
I'm ready to go. What happened to Jackdaw's ghost?
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
I'm ready to go.
Very well, let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care now, and tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll be there in but a moment. That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. Mind your step.
I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
Careful around, Anne. She's been here a lot longer than the rest of us.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you!
You don't scare me, young cur. I'll teach you something little of what you should know at Hogwarts.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
All around darkness. My only friend, my only hope.
I at school's going to believe this?
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
I think I understand. Why must you be so cryptic? I think I understand.
Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look, can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book. Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
But Madame Thistlewood, all right, I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Excuse me, did you say something about a Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph, only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Perhaps I can keep an eye out. Why would Bardolph get involved with Rookwood?
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Perhaps I can keep an eye out. Why would Bardolph... What if Bardolph doesn't want to be found?
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
Perhaps I can keep an eye out.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Upper Hogsfield is being terrorised by Ranrock's loyalists. It's not right.
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists? Madame Beaumont, might I speak with you? I couldn't help but...
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. I'm simply at my wit's end.
I could run them out. What happened to your brother?
How did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's?
Bardolph had spent the entire day hand-picking herbs and roots for us. When a group of Ranrock's lot appeared and demanded the harvest for themselves, Bardolph refused. In their anger, they hurled him against a rock and robbed him. The moment he left St. Mungo's, he vowed revenge. I worry he may be dabbling in magic that he will one day regret.
I could run them out. What happened to you? Where have the loyalists set up camp?
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last I heard, there were several loyalists in each camp. I won't go near them.
I could run them out. Why don't you leave Upper Hogs?
Why don't you simply leave the area for now?
Upper Hogsfield is my home. Bardolph and I grew up here. No, we are standing firm. Once my brother returns, then we shall decide what to do next. He's gone to seek Victor Rookwood's advice. I didn't approve of that idea, but perhaps in the end it will help.
I could run them out.
I am unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
Madame Beaumont, might I speak with you?
Yes? What about?
Mrs. Sprottle told me a little about your brother's disappearance.
Oh, dear Dorothy. She'd go looking for Bardolph herself if she could.
She seemed genuinely worried. She seemed to be overreacting.
She mentioned dark magic, and even the Ashwinders.
Despite my repeated warnings, Bardolph's been experimenting with dark magic near the edge of the forest. I thought perhaps he'd get it out of his system and it would gradually stop. But then one day, he didn't come home.
I'll keep an eye out for him. Do you think he might have run off?
Could Bardolph have run off?
No, he'd never leave me here alone. He did speak of going to talk with Victor Rookwood. That worries me almost more than his attempts at mastering dark magic. Rookwood is as dangerous as Ranrock, in my opinion.
I'll keep an eye out for him. Did Bardolph pack any belongings?
Is there anything your brother took with him that might help to track him down?
Only his satchel, journal, and a woolen jumper I knitted for him. That's all I can recall.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
I'll let you know if I see or hear anything about him.
Thank you. How kind. I'd be so grateful to learn where he is. I know in my heart he's out there. Do be careful.
May I see your wares? Thank you for your time. May I see your wares?
What do you have for sale?
Bardolph, where are
Hamlet shop.
I'll not
270. Gallia, mongrel fur. Tufts of fur gathered from fierce stench of the dead. Spider fang. Fangs gathered from spiders, stench of the dead. Essence gathered from it.
Thank you for passing through.
Level 13. Map. Quests. No. Level 13. Quests. All. Prisoner, Brother's Keeper. Bardolph allegedly practiced dark magic near the forest. Venomous Valor. The Dead Brother's Keeper. Cross button. Untracked quest. The Daedalus. Venomous Gobs of Gob. Descending first. Breaking camp. Descending fursuites. Gareth mentioned the breaking camp. I spoke with Claire Beaumont and she needs someone to clear out a couple goblin encampments up the road. With these encampments disrupted, trading can resume in Upper Hugsfield. Clear the goblin encampments 0/2. Requirements. Suggested level 2. Rewards. Conjuration spellcraft. Cross button. Track quest. Level 13. Circle button.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard. This looks intriguing. Past the river, near the forest. I must be on the right track.
Revelio. Revelio.
Lumos. Revelio. Lumos.
Inferi must be struck with fire spells to make them vulnerable to other attacks. Visit the Collections menu. The tool wheel L1 button is useful for dealing with higher level combat situations. Combat plants and potions can give you an advantage against tougher enemies. Want to know what really happened to him. Level, map. Challenges, combat, defeat 10 dark wizards. Defeat 30 goblins, defeat 10 inferi, defeat 3 infamous, defeat 10 spiders. 1 out, level, collections. Challenges. 10, map. The Highlands. Hogsmeade Valley, prison, Forbidden Forest. Hogsmeade Valley, prisoner of love. If I understood Anne correctly, there is a cave with a vault in it just outside Upper Hogsfield. She mentioned a knave meandering to a cave. Could Jackdaws level, challenges.
Some gold. Oh, I do hope my brother is all right.
Bye. Madame Beaumont, I do have some news of your brother.
Madame Beaumont, I do have some news of your brother.
Oh, please tell me he's safe.
I'm afraid he's dead. He's decided to pursue a new life. I'm afraid he's dead.
I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Inferius was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd!
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No, this can't be.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph! Bardolph!
Hamlet Shop. 270.
I'd have bet my last galleon he'd been kidnapped, but turned into an Inferius.
Ranrock's loyalists are not to be underestimated.
Level. Map. The Highlands. Hogsmeade Valley. Breaking camp. I spoke with Claire Beaumont and she needs someone to clear out a couple goblin encampment. Breaking camp. I spoke with Claire Beaumont and she needs someone to clear out a couple goblin encampments up the upper. Prisoner of love. Triangle button. Ghost of our love. While in Upper Hogsfield. Cross button. Prisoner of love. Upper Hogsfield. Ghost of our love. Triangle button. Open quest log. Level 14.
Seems old Arn is back in business. Glad to hear he found his cart.
New instruments are expensive, you know.
Certainly.
Adolf, you wouldn't have left without
Bye.
saying goodbye, would you?
Has the situation with Ranrock's loyalists improved? Bye.
What are you looking for exactly?
Hamlet Shop. 2.
Thank you for passing through. Be alert. Ranrock's loyalists are unpredictable and violent.
Circle button.
The map doesn't appear.
I should have done more. But Adolf, you wouldn't have left without saying goodbye, would you?
Spare a knut, a sickle, a galleon?